rounds through 8. The average Pacquiao round, 23 out of 66. Heavy emphasis on power shots. Those are very representative Manny Pacquiao numbers. The Rios rounds, 13 out of 44. More jab lands than power shot lands. Those are not representative numbers for Brandon Rios, and they won't win in the fight. Pacquiao ripping Rios with straight left hand. And as long as Rios has to keep his hands at home to stop Pacquiao's power shots upstairs, it's going to be difficult for him to find a way to continue trying to break Pacquiao down.
Yeah, it is, Jim. It's going to be very hard for him to find a way to break Pacquiao down. But the one thing I think we must understand is that I don't think Rios ever expected to beat Pacquiao by decision.
So far, in terms of how much the Pacquiao has left, what we've seen in terms of a return to form is Pacquiao fighting throughout the round rather than taking long rest periods as he had against Tim Bradley, for example.
Exactly. This is a sustained effort every second of every round. Focus, concentration, devotion.
Good body shot by Rios. Followed by some good counter punches from Pacquiao.
Part of that is also Tim Bradley, who can play some defense and is a very well-rounded fighter. The Abril fight, and then which he got the decision in that fight, so most think he didn't deserve it. And then the Alvarado fight. Rios is the kind of guy who seemed to be able to overcome fights where maybe it didn't look like he was having his best night or things weren't going his way. He could shake it off and come through. And I don't see him quitting in this fight. At this moment, he's still trying to land big shots, but he's really getting broken down by Pacquiao, although maybe not quite as much in this round as in the previous rounds.
Well, this is the biggest hand speed deficit I think Rios has ever faced. Never fought a guy with the hand speed of
Manny Pacquiao. I think the guy's just pitching a shutout. Fighting a beautiful fight. The right jab, the combinations, and then he moves. Constantly landing and turning. You know, landing and turning. And I got to tell you, I'll say what I said before. He's got a great right hand for a southpaw. I mean, he's got power in that hook. He snaps the jab. He does all the right things with a right hand that you don't see southpaws do. 9-0, Manny Pacquiao. In some ways, Rodriguez continues to warn Brandon Rios on a variety of fronts. In some ways, this is reminiscent to me of what Sergio Martinez was able to do against Julio Cesar Chavez. The only question now remains is will Pacquiao get risky and give Brandon a chance in the last couple of rounds, the way Martinez risked, tried for a knockout, and gave Chavez Jr. the chance to land those big shots.
Well, so far this has been...
And landing over and over to the body with the right hand. And a left hand to the body, what they worked on so much in training camp. He hasn't used it as much in the latter stages of the fight because he's been throwing the left upstairs. Firing at the eyes. Power shots in round 10. Pacquiao 21 of 40. Rios at 5 of 17.
Rios just looked over at me, winked and smiled and said, I loved it, like he was mad. I love it.
Well, he may love it, but he's a guy who says, I enjoy getting hit. If you wanted to enjoy getting hit, he's gotten his money's worth here tonight.
Garcia, remember, was in Margarito's corner, and though it looked like there were moments where that fight could be stopped, Garcia defiantly didn't stop that fight, and he and Margarito were both glad at the end of that fight when Margarito was still on his feet in spite of the damage.
Broke broken orbital bone, damage to his eye, which continues to this day.
They were both proud of that.
Well, Brandon hasn't taken the abuse tonight that Margarito took, though.
But it's something like it.
Brandon hasn't been quite as defenseless as the slower Margarito was.
No broken bones so far.
That we know about.
Good hook by Pacquiao.
Round. Harold Letterman has given every one of the 11 rounds in the fight to Manny Pacquiao. A clean shutout.
Let's see how the instructions in the corner play out, because they want more aggression, obviously, in Rios' corner. In Pacquiao's corner, Roach doesn't want to let Rios build up ahead of steam. He wants Pacquiao backing him up. How does that play out when he was just knocked out in his last fight? Jumping in on a guy. Pacquiao was.
He don't want him to jump in on it. What he wants him to do is hit him with some 4 or 5 punch combinations to keep it back like that.
Tremendous 1-2 combination by Pacquiao. Actually, it was a hook and straight left hand combo.
Yeah, he wants him to keep on in like that so that Brandon can't get momentum